Welcome to Olympian Water Testing, giving you the best in water analysis. Today we're looking at Science Daily with arsenic contaminated water associated with antibiotic resistance in children. And they took a look at this in rural Bangladesh, with areas of high arsenic contamination in drinking water compared to areas with less contamination have a higher prevalence of antibiotic resistance and Arsenic coil in both water and childhood stool samples, according to new study. So what did they find? Antibiotic resistance is one of the leading causes of death and hospitalization around the world, with major drivers of antibiotic resistance. The overuse and misuse of antibiotics and natural elements such as heavy metals can promote antibiotic resistance. In a new study, researchers collected water and samples from both mothers and children of 100 families in 2 rural sub-districts in Bangladesh. Families in the Hajang sub-district use drinking water from shallow tube wells, which have a high concentration of arsenic, while MATLAB families collect their drinking water from arsenic-free deep tube wells. The median arsenic concentration in the 50 water samples from Hajang was 481, while the median arsenic concentration in 50 water samples from MATLAB was 0. Overall, 84% of all water and stool samples across both sites were found to be positive for E. coli. Prevalence of the antibiotic-resistant E. coli was significantly higher in water in Hajangi compared to the water in MATLAB, and among children in Hajangi compared to the children in MATLAB. So basically saying that arsenic is having a detrimental effect on the health of children, specifically in the gastrointestinal area when there's more arsenic there, but not among mothers. Moreover, a higher proportion of E. coli from Hajangi were resistant to multiple antibiotics, including penicillin, salsiflorin, and chlorophyllomicol. The positive association detected between arsenic exposure and antibiotic resistance, carriage among women in arsenic-affected areas in Bangladesh is an important public health concern that warrants redoubling efforts to reduce arsenic exposure, the authors say. Dr. Islam adds, heavy metals, such as arsenic, are more stable than antibiotics in the environment, and they continue to exert selective pressure on bacteria over a more extended period, driving the evolution and expansion of antimicrobial resistance in the community. The extent to which this phenomenon drives the observed higher rates of antimicrobial resistance, as opposed to the confounders, which would benefit from further study. Nevertheless, it is critical to contain the environment driver of antimicrobial resistance, along with responsible antimicrobial usage in medicine and agriculture. And you can see all the information here. So we can see that arsenic contaminated water does have some benefits, but it also has some bad effects as well. So with that being said, even though this isn't a rural community in Bangladesh, this can still be something here that's an issue. So it's always a good idea to periodically test your water for any level of arsenic.